things are fucking terrible. Opinion on Mr. Musk covering his eyes from powerful hot Californian sun and how everyone call him Hitler. Oh, okay. I mean, this is what I think about that. That's actually a really good question. Thank you, first time chatter, for coming in. What I think about Elon Musk is he's too much of a little bitch to say he actually is a Nazi, which kind of shows how weak he really is. Because he doesn't really have power, right? He still has to pretend not to be a Nazi, right? If he was really powerful, he could be a Nazi and get away with it. But he's kind of weak, so he can't really get away with that. So he has to go like, no, I was just autistic, which in a certain sense is very funny because it means he's afraid of us, right? It means he's scared. He's a scared little boy. He's so scared. He's so scared of us being mad at him. Which, that's like the first thing I would say is LOL, afraid. This motherfucker's afraid. And the second thing I would say is he was clearly doing a Nazi salute. He was clearly doing a Nazi salute. He got really excited. He got emotional, and he did the thing that his inhibitions went down. You know, in a moment of manic joy. He felt like he was on top of the world. He could do anything he wanted to do. So he did the thing he really wanted to do, which is hail Hitler. I think he played it with the hard out to you excuse, as seriously thought he could just play it off as epic trolling. Yeah. He wants to be liked and loved. No, I mean, I think Elon only wants to be, he wants to be submitted to, which is not quite the same thing as wanting to be liked and loved, right? Guys, does this look like he was, okay, so on the left is a Nazi rally. On the right is Elon doing the gesture. Let's take a look. So as you can see, like, it is an identical beat for beat practiced. Like, you can see the hands coming in almost identical and then the extension, you know, like he's actually perfectly timed with this guy right here. If you watch this guy right here, he's actually completely frame for frame aligned with that guy. This shot gives you a better sense of how it looks identical. Also, biting the lip is a sign of aggression. Like, I know that this is actually something that happens when somebody is about to do aggression. Sometimes you do things like bite your own lip. So it's a sign of malice. Just so you know. So, like, you know, biting his lip while doing a Nazi salute, this is a malice action, not a love action. There you have it. There you have it, folks. I don't think it's very complicated. I don't think it's very complicated. Like, you know, he did it. He I mean, the real power is right-wingers pretending he didn't do it. Like, they're having fun. And this is something that, of course, this is by far and away the most accurate. So this is what we're living through right now. Never believe that anti-Semites are completely unaware of the absurdity of their replies. They know that their remarks are frivolous, open to challenge. But they are amusing themselves, for it is their adversary who is obliged to use words responsibly since he believes in words. The anti-Semites have the right to play. They even like to play with discourse, for by giving ridiculous reasons, they discredit the seriousness of their interlocutors. They delight in acting in bad faith, since they seek not to persuade by sound argument, but to intimidate and disconcert. If you press them too closely, they will abruptly fall silent. loftily indicating by some phrase that the time for argument is past. And this is basically what's happening here, which is like you arguing with a right winger about whether it's a Nazi salute or not is really just fun for them because everyone knows it is. But the fact that you have to pretend like they think it's not is a sign they're winning. It's a sign of their power, right? Obviously, anyone who's sane looks at that and goes, yeah, that's a Nazi salute. And the fact that there are people out there willing to say, no, it's not a Nazi salute, that's a sign of their domination. You have to treat them as serious when they're not being serious. They don't have to treat you as serious.
Like straight up, like that was a serious Roman. It wasn't even like a subtle, like a wave, like one of these, like a Laura Ingraham. Remember when Laura Ingraham did that? That was a straight up like Sig Heil, like loving Hitler energy. that was like a straight up with intensity Roman salute. And then the like straight up, like that was a serious Roman.
Why do we treat them seriously? Well, I just saw a tweet earlier this morning, right before I went live. And I think it does kind of demonstrate it perfectly. It demonstrates it perfectly. And it's very simple, which is a liberal is stuck in a room with a fascist, a socialist, and an anarchist. The liberal has one gun and 2 bullets. What does the lib do? Give the gun to the fascist. That's what's happening. So we have, liberals don't have a capacity to fight fascists. In fact, a liberal is very close to a fascist. A fascist is really just a liberal under stress, right? And, I oftentimes talk about how very few people are ideological. However, people that identify as liberals are basically fascists, right? If you're an ideological liberal, that means that you are so dedicated to preserving things like markets or whatever that you would rather kill people and destroy people who are resisting it. That's why you call yourself a liberal, because you value markets more than humanity. Now, when you read this Sartre quote, what he's really talking about is fascism, right? Anti-Semitism was very, very important in, early in fascism because they represented a minority that wasn't fully assimilated, right? And so they were a good proxy for targeting. But these groups existed like at the same time the German Nazis were created. In American society, they're more of a militia, political association. Any party can be connected to them. Libertarian Ron Paul was seen with KKK Trump too. Now they are giving time to neo-Nazi. Oh yeah. The American people love Trump. Not really. Not really. I think one of the main things about Trump supporters is it's very, very, very simple to understand.